conference finals worthy teams, this is where I put the Warriors and the Lakers. I think they're kind of neck and neck. The Nuggets beating the Warriors last night without Jokic and Murray.
That's a tough matchup for them.
It dropped me off on them a little bit, but not so much. Part of me feels like, okay, no Jokic, no Murray. Steph didn't play well. They know that they don't have to play like the absolute best. And I thought the defense they were playing was kind of comical. I don't know if you guys saw how regarding Westbrook, they were guarding him past the 3-point line.
Which never happens.
I don't think in a playoff series, like, they're going to do that at all. Like, Kuminga was pressing up on him at half court. And I'm just like, what are they doing? I just thought it was unserious.
Brain fart sometimes.
Yeah, it was good job from Denver to take advantage of that game.
Russ was also diming yesterday.
Yeah, he had a triple-double. Aaron Gordon had 40. Michael Porter Jr. was amazing. So they were awesome. But I have the Nuggets at the bottom of my conference finals worthy teams with the Bucks, and the Timberwolves are sandwiched in between those teams.
So the only teams that I don't have on there, or the only team I don't have on there that you do, are the Minnesota Timberwolves. Again, that's for me holding reservation for Julius Randle. I'm okay to be wrong on Julius Randle. I'll be more than happy because I'm a fan of his. It's just unfortunate down the stretch, and when it matters most, he's been unreliable. It's kind of what I'm going off of. I'm happy to be proven wrong. If he plays well, you'll be right. That being said, the Warriors, to me, I don't see them as a championship team. I do see them as their ceiling being a conference finals, which is why I do have them in this bracket. Nuggets is self-explanatory. I think the Nuggets, I understand that we give them slack, and it's fair because the defense hasn't been great. Nikola Jokic is amazing. Jamal Murray's been so up and down.
The supporting cast sucks until
Jokic doesn't play, and now it's time to step up. That's why it's such a weird team to evaluate. Because when you have the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, 9 out of 10 times, you do put them in the conversation for contenders, especially when you had just won the finals 2 years ago. So I do have them as my conference finals team. And then, of course, I do have an unhealthy Los Angeles Lakers where we don't get the best version of LeBron James, not the 100% version that we were seeing with him and Luka Doncic for that short period of time. I do.
Healthy version, unhealthy
contenders,
version.
conference
and if
finals.
you think I'm joking, healthy LA, unhealthy
the
LA.
Lakers twice appear on the list.
Who knows?
I think Denver, their biggest problem is their defense.
For sure.
I think that's their biggest problem.
I agree.
Yeah, their defense sucks. It sucks because out east, the Bucks and the Knicks to me are like a tier above the rest, and the Pacers are kind of teetering the way they've been playing recently, but I just don't see any world they could beat the Cavs or the Celtics. They're playing them in the second round. So it's tough because I do think they're a tier above, but I don't see a world where they can do it. The teams out west I have conference finals were the Lakers, Warriors, and Nuggets. I feel like really for the Warriors, they seem the most matchup dependent out of this bunch just because of how small they're going to be more often than not, right? I think not Timberwolves, even though Timberwolves will give them some issues too, I think. The Nuggets specifically, like we saw last night, of course, but I mean, if Jokic is playing a playoff series, I don't think they're going to win. But when Jokic is healthy and, of course, Jamal is out there, I just don't know really what Golden State's going to be able to do size-wise. I mean, you got 3 guys on the Nuggets, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Jokic. That would be like the biggest guys on the Warriors. So even though Steph Curry, I think, could fry Jokic, especially in some space out in the perimeter, they're just going to be too big, I think, to really be able to stop them consistently. The Lakers, they're the closest team out of this bunch to being in that finals worthy, assuming everyone's healthy. And then the Warriors have been playing really good. Like we mentioned, they're 14-3 now when Jimmy Butler got traded. So they've been excellent, but they do feel the most matchup dependent out of this group. But the experience they have, the IQ that they have, the defense they can play, and then you have Steph Curry, which is in any given series can play the best player.
This one was a tough one for me. I think, honestly, like I didn't watch the game, so I can't really speak on it. But if Steph goes 6 for 22, you're probably not winning any game, no matter who's on the other side of the floor. So I think size for us has always been a problem. But it's like you take and you give. You got Draymond at the 5, so you take and you give with it. In this tier for me, I have 4 teams. I have 4 teams. No, 3, 4. I have 4 teams. I have Warriors in it. I do think it's matchup dependent. I have Denver in it. And I have Minnesota and I have Memphis in it. Like I have both of them teams in it. Like I said, I thought about it for a long time.
Memphis.
Yeah, I have Memphis
conference
in it.
Finals.
I think they can make a conference finals.
Can you draw me the path to them getting to the conference
Yes,
finals?
I can draw you a path. So you got 1-8, you got 4-5, 3-6, 2-7. If they can nab a 3-6 seed and they play a team like Denver in the second round, I think they can go to the conference finals.
Right now, they're the 5 seed, so they would be playing the Lakers in the first round. Again, they're within the game.
Yeah, they're
of the
all
2
like
seed.
a game. But I think there's a world where Memphis can beat a couple teams. They're extremely matchup dependent. Same thing, Minnesota. I have them in this tier 2, but it's tough because they have to get out the 8th seed spot. Like I don't think they could sit in the 8th seed spot because that's a tough matchup going up against OKC in the first round. As for Memphis, though, it's really seeding dependent. Like if you can get these 3 to play on the same page and you can figure out your rotation, along with Jaren Jackson, I think you can take advantage of Denver's defense. I think you can play Houston. You can get out of there in the first round. Houston's another team.
That'll be tough, though.
Yeah, Houston's another team where, their defense really gives teams problems.
I contemplated.
Extreme fits.
Houston?
I contemplated.
But they just don't have 3 guys you can trust in the playoffs.
So
they
true.
just really don't.
But that defense,
What if Jalen
man,
Green's on a heater?
they could go to the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, so I feel like if I could split these 2 up, I would have Warriors, Denver, and then like Minnesota and Memphis because they're more. You need a lot more to go right. But yeah, those are the 14.
I do have the Bucks here. I didn't mention that when I first talked. It's a respect for
Bucks
what
and Knicks
Dame
are
and
also here
Giannis.
for
Yeah.
respect, yeah.
And another thing, last year nobody expected the Indiana Pacers to go to the ECF. So that's kind of my thought process. Like, you know what? If there's a team I could see here, I respect Indiana. I don't know if I can see them going to another conference finals, especially in back-to-back years. But if I had to pick my Indiana this year, what Giannis has been doing this season has been insane. And Dame's back. They really have been, and their defense that they've been playing recently has been really good. Kuzma needs to play better still.
I just felt like if I had the Nuggets here, I had to have the Bucks here.
I don't feel that way. I think it's more so
because of the conference difference.
I do. That's really why I don't feel that way.
They're the same to me. They're both led by a top player. They have a top guard supporting that top player.
There's going to be some team in the second round that avoids OKC.
Do you think the Bucks can beat Cleveland? Like right now, just yes or no? If the answer is no, you can't have them in this tier. They're gonna have
possibility.
To play
I wouldn't say it's crazy.
I just didn't ask that.
I mean, it's fair because again,
I don't think so.
It's a possibility with everything.
Everything is possible.
From what I've seen, I don't think the Bucks could beat Cleveland. So I don't think, but it depends on what type of version of Giannis you get.
I think you can get the best version and still lose that
the
series.
Cavs are just a better team.
I think it could go down to the wire though.
It could go 6 games.
Yeah, I think it should go 6 games.
I mean, for me, Denver, I don't think they could beat any of the top 3 teams in the West. I know there's a size advantage against Golden State. To me, the top 3 is OKC, the Warriors, and the Lakers. I don't think the Nuggets can beat any of those teams. Now, I know the Nuggets being the Warriors with no Jokic, Jamal Murray, it might change things for other people. It didn't really change many things for me because I don't feel like that's how they're going to be guarded for the majority of the time. But that's how I feel about Denver. I just think that there are flaws with both teams that are led by these top 3 players in the world, and that's why I had them in the same tier. If everything goes right for Milwaukee, and I mean everything, they can make the conference finals.
That means everything has to go wrong for Cleveland.
Cleveland we really have to fall apart. We're talking about Darius Garland just shits the bed. We're talking about Jared Allen getting played off. We're talking about...
I think that's the one thing for me is Mobley's 3-point shot just keeps up like it has in the regular season.
Well, I think more things got to go right for the Grizzlies to make the conference finals than the Bucks.
I said that.
Yeah.
You tried to make a joke.
No, I'm just saying.
Like you tried. It's almost like I said that.
You're hell bent on the Bucks, but you had the Grizzlies. I think the Bucks are way better than the Grizzlies.
Joel.
Way better?
Joel.
Yes.
Hold on.
In a playoff series?
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Drew, I can hear that, but I don't know.
I had the Bucks and the Knicks in the tier.
You have them in the ECF tier?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So then what you did
the thing
all
is,
that.
I had them in the...
You didn't say that. You said you only have 4 teams.
You was like, you said it because you respect it, and I was like, I'm with you. I also respect them too.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
I don't have the Knicks here.
And
I don't.
So what, you have like 7 teams in the conference finals tier?
Well, we had the East and West.
No, I know, but I'm asking you. You had 7?
I would have 5. I had the Bucks and Knicks. I don't... It's hard because I don't see a world where they can do it.
The only difference is, like, I don't think... Whether you think Memphis and the Bucks are better or not, I don't care about that part. Memphis beat them twice. It's more of the fact that the Bucks have one path. Memphis has multiple paths. The Bucks have one path to get to the ECF.
No, I think their paths are similar. I think for the Bucks, you avoid Boston, you have a chance against Cleveland, even though I don't think it's high. For the Grizzlies, it's avoid OKC, and you have a chance, even though I don't think it's super high against the Lakers.
I mean, even going against Cleveland.
It's avoid the Lakers, Golden State. I don't think they could beat Denver.
I think they can.
I would not take a John Morant-led team over Jokic.
I think the only team that they can beat is the Rockets, and even in that series, I think that's a dogfight.
I think they could beat Golden State. I think they could beat Denver. I think they could beat Minnesota.
I think they can beat Golden State as well. I don't think Golden State's untouchable.
And the Bucks, I get Boston with the respect. I'm looking at Cleveland in that same breath. I don't want to play them either if I'm the Bucks.
I agree with you.
At least if I'm Memphis, I'm looking like, all right, we got Houston. We played them well this year. Golden State, we've handled them this year. Denver, we played them well. Those are 3 matchups. You're like, Minnesota, we played them well. I don't know why I'm sleeping on that either.
In the East, with the Bucks, it's 2 teams you're really looking at.
Well, you have to play them. That's the problem.
I know, but the Grizzlies, I'm looking at 4 teams like, I don't really want to play them.
Who's the 4?
OKC, the Lakers, the Nuggets, and the Warriors.
Oh, I disagree. That's where I disagree. It's only 2. Like the Lakers and OKC. OKC has dominated Memphis all year. The Lakers, I don't think Memphis
they've had the
number
for a while. I know.
I think also we got to put some respect on the Nuggets.
I think the Nuggets can win that series.
I just mean like, if I'm the Grizzlies, I don't want to see the Nuggets. I don't.
Why wouldn't you?
Round 1?
Because it's
that
Jokic.
defense. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, that defense isn't good. I
mean, Ja would be able to.
If you're a team
series.
aspect, you're looking at defenses you want to play. Why would you not want to play them?
I think for Memphis, the one thing you just want to avoid someone that has elite rim
especially with Ja. You want anybody at the rim that, not to say he's soft. I'm trying to figure out a better way. Just not a good rim protector. And then you have Jaren. Like that's actually your best matchup.
I won't disagree. I don't know. I know that in the playoffs, when he did win the championship, Jokic was very passable on the defensive side.
He just hasn't been that all
They were
this regular
also
season.
younger.
They were. I also think this regular season, it's been he's had to shoulder this load offensively to a certain degree, but then defensively, he's just exerting all energy on offense.
KCP there, Bruce
but I'm not giving it a pass.
I know what you mean, though.
I just feel like there's games where he just doesn't try.
Come playoff time, I think he'll lock in, is what I mean.
And I also think Memphis has some guys you can be able to sag off of. Like the Nuggets defense isn't good, but when you have a couple guys that can't shoot out there, or you're cool with taking open threes, like you're cool with Ja, it's going to be easier to play defense.
Yeah, it really depends on who the 8-man rotation is. But if I'm looking at Denver's defense, I'm like, they don't have a rim protector. Their top defenders are slow. I'm like, all right, like they have the best player in the world, no doubt.
Yeah.
You take Denver, you take the Joker for sure. But if you're going in, you're thinking like, well, this is the defense. Our 3 guys can probably have their best showing.
Would you be shocked if the Nuggets had the 2 best players in that series performance-wise?
I would
like
be.
Jamal?
Yeah.
I would be. I think Jaren still gets his. Like, I'm not going to sleep on Jaren and Ja.
Because I don't think, like Jalen Wells is a good defender, but I don't think he's like no lockdown.
Yeah, because I think Jamal could have a big series.
I think Jamal will play well. I also think what Jaren has shown you this year, you have to respect him. And then Ja, what he's shown you as of late with his shot selection, that would leave you optimistic.
I'd be more shocked if Jaren's the best.
And this is why...
If he's the best, no doubt.
Yeah,
Are you saying like second best?
No, like the best.
Oh, no, that
like, not including the Joker.
Memphis.
Not including the Joker.
And that's why...
Like with him,
no,
Jamal,
second best.
Ja,
Yeah.
And the could win a playoff series tier... I had the Grizzlies here with the Knicks and the Pacers.
Can I say this last part? I apologize, Joel. With what you guys were saying, this is what it kind of escaped my mind. With what you were arguing, and it's kind of where I don't disagree. There's 2 teams in the East that we kind of feel round table. It's set in stone. This is the ECF.
We gotta enjoy each round.
Not gonna disagree. You're not wrong.
Yo, Dels, talk.
Come on, man.
You're not wrong.
Sleep.
I agree.
Pistons, we're here.
Pistons Knicks. I'm excited for if we get that.
We're getting
Pacers
moving.
Bucks. I'm a little excited for it too.
Talk, Dels.
But when
I'm excited for everything.
But when it comes
Now
to
excited for Magic Caps.
I'll be honest, the East playing, I'll be honest, not excited.
But when it comes to tiering these teams, when we talk about, again, we only see 2 teams really making it into the ECF. We can respect the Bucks all we want, but realistically, like you mentioned, Riv, you don't want to see Boston. You don't want to see the Cavaliers. I understand the logic of not having an East team in this tier if that's your mindset.
That's why the only East team I could put were the Bucks, just because of the star power. I think the Knicks are in that, could win a playoff series with the Pacers and the Pistons.
Yeah.
I just think that those teams, I think their ceiling is winning a playoff series. And I don't think they could go much further, even if a lot of things go the right way for them.
What were you going to say, Dylan?
Yeah, we had the name of the bracket or the segment, whatever you want to call it, is conference finals worthy. So I was like,
okay,
the Bucks and
that's
Knicks,
my logic as well.
Worthy
Correct.
of being in the conference finals. Something would have to go really wrong for Boston or Cleveland to get there. But like last year, I don't think any of us would have had the Pacers as like a conference finals worthy team.
No.
You know what I mean? They would have
things
been.
can happen if injuries happen.
Yeah.
See, but if that's the route we want to go, then I would respect the Knicks. Like, if that's the case, could it happen?
If you're getting me a healthy Brunson,
it could happen.
It could happen.
I just think with the Knicks, from what I've seen, is that Mikal plays great when Brunson's not there. I feel like when Brunson is there, and it's not Brunson's fault, Mikal just kind of gets iced out the offense, and he's just a stand and shoot guy, and he doesn't do anything with the ball. And I think to get the best version of Mikal, you need to involve him much more. I don't think that this team has fully learned how to play together all that well yet. I think Tibbs isn't helping that, and I think the bench is extremely thin. I look at the trades that Leon Rose has made as of recently. He has made some awesome, amazing moves. Trading Obi Toppin for 2 seconds. He was on a contract year. It made sense at the time because they didn't want to pay him that money. But he then balls out in Indiana, and they pay him that money happily. And he's a good rotational player. Trading Quentin Grimes for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks, who they're not on the team no more. At the time, I thought it was a good move to improve our depth. But Quentin Grimes, he only had 1 year where he was bad, and then he bounced back right after that, and he was a serviceable player.
It's a contract year for him, right?
Yeah, it is. So I'm looking at, like, if we still had Obi, we still had Grimes, like, man, we would have such a better bench.
The bench would be crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, I think the big thing holding the Knicks back right now is just their bench. There's no wings off the bench either, and that's why I could see them winning a playoff series like the Pacers as well. And the Pistons. I think the Pistons, if things really go their way,
I agree,
they can maybe upset somebody. And then in the West, it's the Rockets, it's the Grizzlies, and the Clippers. You were talking about the version about Jalen Green if he steps up. I don't think the Rockets can go on a deep playoff run if Jalen Green is that good. But I think he can win a playoff series for Houston if he's that good.
If he's locked in, I agree.
I think the Rockets, they really give Minnesota trouble. If Minnesota gets that 7th seed, right now they're at 8th, but if they get that 7th seed and they have to match up with Houston in the first round,
that'd be a fire.
That matchup for them defensively has given them a lot of trouble this year. So I could definitely see Jalen Green playing just as well as Anthony Edwards, because when they've matched up, Jalen Green and him, they really go at it, and they are rivals right now. So if Jalen Green has a blow-up series, I could see the Rockets coming out the first round, but I think that's their best chance because I don't see Şengün with the big men in the West outside of going up like against Nikola Jokic. I don't see Şengün having that amazing of a series. I think their best chance is for Jalen Green to just get on a heater.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Again, like I mentioned, I contemplated the Rockets because of how great they've looked against 500 teams, but also understanding my big mistake last year with Oklahoma City was not valuing experience enough. I believed in that talent of Oklahoma City, no doubt. They earned that. But experience kind of got the better of them. The moment kind of got the better of them, and we didn't see the version of Oklahoma City like we thought that we would, that we saw in the regular season from everybody not named SGA. So for that being said, I do have the Knicks, I do have the Rockets, the Pacers, the Wolves, the Grizzlies, and the Pistons in this. Now,
no Clippers.
I don't have the Clippers in here. I don't, and maybe that's a mistake of mine, Riv, but it's just a lack of trust that I have with them. It's understanding.
I doubt you. You don't have them making the playoffs.
I have the Clippers making the playoffs.
Till it gets kicked out.
Well, I mean, right now...
Actually, I misspoke.
Because of Minnesota...
The Rockets... No, hold on. My bad. The Clippers are 8. Timberwolves are 7. The Warriors are 6 right now.
But Minnesota and the Warriors
that's what kept confusing me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I have 16 teams total.
I'm sorry. I thought Warriors and... He said Warriors and Timbers are 7, 8.
I'm with you. So, again, with the Knicks, I can hear the finals worthy if we go into the whole Pacers of last year. But I think just keeping it at face value, Knicks have one of the best offenses with Jalen Brunson, of course. That defense is what becomes a question to me. And if they do match up with the Boston or the Cavaliers in that second round, I think it's done. I think that they are outmatched in that regard. And we've just seen them get outdone by the better teams in the league this season as a whole. When it comes to the Rockets, again, like I mentioned, I almost talked myself into it, but again, inexperience does matter in playoff situations. And if you go up against the Lakers, if you go up against Oklahoma City in round 2, if you even go up against the Nuggets, even though they did smoke them the one time that they did play them in January, I still take the experience over them, not trying to undersell them because I think their future is super bright. I think an amazing series from JG definitely can get them into the second round, which is why I do have them in here, but I don't disagree with you. I think that their offense is limited to just being a team that can win one playoff series. And the Pacers, again, another team that I contemplated. You guys know I'm high on them, but it's It's respecting the Cavaliers. It's respecting the Boston Celtics if they're 100% healthy. But that 5-man lineup that they do have, it's great on both sides of the ball. And the way that Tyrese Halliburton has been playing, it just leaves you with nothing but optimism to think about the Indiana Pacers. The Wolves, you guys spoke about. The Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are a tough one for me just because I've seen what they are in the playoffs these last couple of years, and I know in the regulars, it's unfair to them. They've been unhealthy, and that's my own fault. That's my own judgment for not trusting this version of the Grizzlies. But again, it's not going to be as deep of a roster come playoff time. You're going to have to condense it, and I am curious as to what that lineup is going to look like. What version of John Moran are we getting? Are we getting the one that we got recently, that we've been getting recently, the smart selection of shots? Are we getting this version of Jaren Jackson in the playoffs? If that's the case, Riv, I can see like 1%, 2% chance of them maybe going to the conference finals if things go right. But again, you respect what they've been. I agree that they can win a playoff series. And the last one, Pistons. It's not crazy. Their defense is amazing. But similarly to the Rockets, they are inexperienced, but they do have some strong vets on their team that have been there. Of course, their best player hasn't been there.
They have a couple guys.
They have some strong shooting, but their main guy hasn't been in the moment yet. And I still believe that it will carry over. I gave that energy to SGA. I think SGA is in a tier above, way above. He's a demon. He's a demon. Cade Cunningham is a demon. He can do everything.
And I think he's going to elevate his game.
It's crazy how people here sleep.
People were sleeping, man.
But I just, what's tough for me, and I respected them by putting him in this tier. Give me a team in the first round that we feel it can happen.
Indiana. I read a poem.
Indiana.
Poem.
Yes.
See, if it's Indiana,
I think Indiana wins though.
I think they win too.
But it would have to be them.
If it's the Knicks, it's because it's an all-time collapse by the Knicks and their defense got torched.
The Pistons also have Asar Thompson.
And they played the Knicks well.
They play the Knicks good.
Shout out.
You got Asar Thompson. Yeah, I wasn't a man guy, but it's fine. Asar Thompson guarding Jalen Brunson, coming off an ankle sprain, who's going to be probably a bit rushed back. I do think that would be a fun playoff series.
They played them well this year.
I don't rule anything out. I just think that
What's the poem?
I
am interested in that.
With the Knicks, I just seen the last time that a point guard bursted onto the scene, and Trae Young, he beat us in the first round. And then Cade Cunningham, it just feels like a similar story.
So much better.
I really wouldn't be shocked if the Knicks I wouldn't be shocked with how the season ends. Anyway, I really wouldn't be shocked. It would
break my heart if they lost in round one, though.
I have a poem that I want to read. I did not write this. My friend Tyler Britton wrote this, but I think it's good. Maybe you guys can attach a name to this poem.
Okay.
Want an elite playmaker? He's that. Want an elite shooter? He's that. Want a elite creator who can also play away from the ball? He's that. Want someone who doesn't turn the ball over? He's the best. Want someone who can push the pace and control the tempo of the game? He's the best. Want someone who can elevate his play in the playoffs? He did that.
You know who's that?
Halliburton?
Austin Reeves.
It was Hallie.
I know it's Hallie. That obviously what he's going for, but realistically,
a couple guys could be out there.
That's Austin Reeves.
Is Halliburton not the perfect point guard?
Pure point guard.
Yeah.
He is the perfect point guard.
In 2025,
the turnover
2025, Hallie.
Last year
perfect.
he was awesome too.
No, I mean this year from January on.
Yeah, no, he's been
perfect.
DG, but I don't hate it.
DG, yeah.
Elevating the playoffs.
We haven't seen that yet.
That's what it is. Because it's Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey Mouse.
He said perfect. I think I want a bag, playmaking, shooter.
Playmaking, got it. Shooting, got it. Bag. No,
Garland's got a bag.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Garland would be my perfect
but
guard.
It said
it's a herky jerky bag.
Who?
Halliburton.
Hallie's.
Herky jerky.
Yeah, it's a nice way to put it.
We'll call it something.
Herky jerky.
Yeah. He gets his shot off. He does his thing. You know, Halliburton.
You just need a cleaner shot.
Looks like fucking someone on 2K just spamming fucking crossover.
Yeah. Pistons, Pacers could win a playoff series.
Are you coming around to Indiana or not yet?
If they play Pistons, for sure. Even if they play the Bucks, I could see it.
I can see
but yeah, they always have. They have great games. Playoffs
for
last
me,
year,
there's
regular
no
season.
really coming around to Indiana because I feel like
they are what they are.
They are what they are. Like they're a good team, but are they this groundbreaking team? Unfortunately, not.
And they built some confidence last night, beating Minnesota with their bench. Mathurin, he got fouled out. Nembhard got a tech and he got ejected.
Yep.
Hallie didn't play. Siakam didn't play.
Nobody fucking
Obi
played.
Toppin hit 7 threes.
Couple of those,
well
there were some weird ass shots going in that game. Conley hit a 3 on the wing that banked in. Obi hit a banked in 3. Obi hit another corner 3 that basically sealed the game at the end. There was some shots that if it went against someone, I would have been tight, bro.
Yeah, for the Clippers to win a playoff series, they'd have to win the play-in. That's
I don't see it with the Clippers.
Pattern. Yeah.
I don't see it with the Clippers.
Do you see it with the Clippers?
What?
As in winning a playoff series?
I see a world.
Well, unless if they run into OKC, no.
There's like this. There's Earth.
Yeah, I'm here.
There's like Earth 55.
Who are they beating? The Rockets?
Oh, different universe.
Well, I can see it. Like they they win the play-in.
Okay.
They go 7 seed.
You're looking at the moon. Like you could see
They
it,
beat
but
us?
You're not getting there.
No. You guys are not locked in second seed.
But I'm saying like
you know what I'm saying. Like
the only two teams I think
really
they could beat
where he is. You know,
is Houston and Memphis.
As in
and
that they can beat.
I think
Clippers.
both of those teams could beat them.
Yeah.
they played Memphis tough this year. I've watched those games.
And I don't think they've even been at their best because I just think they've just been having guys in and out. But when Kawhi's been back, now Norman Powell's been out.
Harden's been cooking too.
So with Harden
has been
Powell, Kawhi, Zubats, and Derrick Jones
happen.
Jr. healthy, I think they have a really good starting five.
Yeah.
I'm fairly optimistic about the West, so I can see.
What do you mean by optimistic?
Like I can see it with a lot of things.
Oh,
Like-
yeah. Well, I mean, you got Memphis conference finals worthy. That is pretty optimistic.
I can see it for sure.
It's just about avoiding OKC and hoping that the Lakers
If you
or the
can listen,
Nuggets
if you
aren't
can
top
avoid
three.
OKC and the Lakers, which I think is a possibility for these certain teams, you can go to the conference finals. Like no trouble. Like if you're the Rockets,
Well, Lakers have to fall at the 4th seed, or
Which
be the
they
4th,
can.
which they I think are now.
yeah, like they're what are you 4th right now? 5th?
I think we're 5.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
like
so
they're like all time.
2 to 5 is so clustered where if you have a world where you have a bracket and you don't have the Lakers or OKC in it until the WCF, I'd pick any one of those teams to go to the WCF.
We're technically 4 because we have the tiebreaker over the Grizzlies, but we are both 13 and a half games out.
The only teams that I think don't have a chance are the Hawks and Magic.
Correct.
I do have the Clippers in that bracket though.
Like the Clippers, I understand.
I have the Clippers,
but I
too.
think like the most hopeless teams I think are the Hawks and Magic.
Yeah,
agree.
I put all the playing teams I put in here. Or excuse me, the 9-10s. I should say. I had the Kings and Mavericks. No, we're not talking that. One other thing I'll just say about a potential Wolves and Rockets series.
Interesting.
I do think having Ime, who even though I think Chris Finch is a great coach, I think Ime is a step
One of
above
them
him.
ones.
He is one of them ones. What they could do defensively could really be difficult on Minnesota. But Houston is going to be really tough, I think, because it's going to be a lot of weight on Jalen Green's shoulders. It's going to be a lot of weight on Jalen Green's shoulders. And although they've had some great games this year, there's just so many defenders that Minnesota could throw at Jalen Green. Just like we were talking about Minnesota throwing defenders at SGA. They have so many different bodies and archetypes that can make it really difficult on JG. So even though while I see
They could.
like you have Dylan Brooks, you have
Amon comes back, things can get interesting.
So I feel like it could be an ugly series both
Anthony
ways.
Edwards is violating all
But
of them.
I also trust.
Look at his last
I
game
trust
played.
He
Ant-Man.
violated Brooks last
What I've
game
seen
they
from
played.
last year with Ant-Man in the playoffs, I trust him
agree.
even if it's a man, even if it's Dylan Brooks. They're some of the best defenders in the world,
I
but
agree.
he's been
And
so
Jaden
great.
McDaniels offensively.
You know, it'd be
It's
nuts.
just- yeah.
You know, it would be nuts. And honestly, God, I'd be so happy if the playoffs just ascends JG's game. If he just gets a taste of the playoffs and he's like,
He's a playoff
it's
riser.
just time to lock in.
Yeah.
Kind of how we saw with Anthony Edwards last year. Not trying to compare the two. Anthony Edwards clears, but Anthony Edwards took his game to new heights last year. He somehow
He did it every
someway-
year he was in the playoffs.
You're cooking, but more so talking about the shooting leap from regular season to the postseason. It was lights out.
Yeah.
Like we never seen him act that way.
So-
and we asked, can you carry it over to the regular season? He did. Even more so. What happens if that's JG?
So Ants played them 4 times.
He's 23.
Last game he shot 40% from the field. Game before that 44. Game before that 52. And then game before that 36.
My God.
That's percent from the field.
44 and 52.
No, he's saying that's from the field.
Oh, I thought you meant
What's from
points.
three?
Really, dude? you really thought
What
he
about
gave
3?
them-
Because he's taking
said for the-
10, 11 threes.
It's
a game.
all right, Joel. I get where if you weren't
Did he
hearing
give them
it,
a 40 ball? What are
Really,
the points?
really, dude? You
Can
really
I-
thought he gave
can I
him
hear the
44?
points?
Like,
Can I hear the points in the 3-point percentage?
Yeah.
you
So
got scammed, Joel. For not listening, you got
that
scammed.
literally is your
No,
fault.
he
'cause I
started
said
with
it.
the field goal percentage.
And
I know.
Yeah, because I said that. Here we go. So last game, he had 37 points. Shot 13 for
amazing.
32. 40% from the field, 28% from the three-point line.
Okay.
The game before that, he had 41 points. That's probably the game you're thinking of.
Yeah, because I know he had 40 against
He
them.
shot 41% from the field. No, 44% from the field, 41% from the three-point line.
That's great.
Then the game before that, he had 35 points. No, 24 points. I'm sorry. I was looking at the three-point line.
Excellent
Game
game.
before that, he had 29 points. He shot 36% from the field, 25% from the three-point line. So
Yeah,
two good games,
he
two
pretty
great
much-
games. One great game, one good game, 2 bad games.
He pretty much violates them.
That's what you heard?
Yeah, he pretty much does violate them.
Violates. I mean,
I don't think that's the word.
3 of the
He
4
has a
games
couple
he
games.
played really good.
2 of them he played like terribly.
No, he didn't.
one game he played awful.
Well, he
the
went
first game was
40%,
ass.
40% from the field, 20% from 20-some percent.
Yeah, did you not hear that part?
That was a good game. That was a good
40%?
That's a good game.
From the
what
field?
He brings on defense and all that. Yes, that's a good game.
Who's he guarding on the Rockets?
The last time they played the Rockets, the reason why they lost was because they were doubling him and nobody was hitting their outside shots.
No, dude. All right. Hold on. All jokes aside, because this is what blows my mind. When is 40% from the field? Just throw out the name. Throw Ant-Man's name out the window. When is 40% from the field and 26% from the three-point line good? Just throw the name out. Take your bias out.
When you watch the game and see what happened in the game.
No. When is 40% from the field and 26% from the three-point line violation?
It was a bad shooting night. It wasn't a bad game. I watched that game. Did you watch that game?
Yes, I watched every Houston game.
So in the fourth quarter, why didn't they score in the fourth quarter?
Joel, you said, verbatim, he violates them. I said,
how much does he average against them?
I don't think that's how that goes.
How much is he averaging against the Rockets? What are the averages?
What are the four numbers?
29, 24, 41, 37.
He's averaging over 30.
He is.
Yeah.
He violates them.
But what Joel's saying is you got to take into account everything he does. This is a guy that could go out there and guard. This is a guy that could play make. It's a guy that could rebound. It's a guy that demands
shooting
attention.
Poorly from the field. I think he's the only guy taking shots up. So yeah.
I do think there's a little bit of a fire that's been lit under Ant because of the way Dillon Brooks trash talked him, and that's what lit the fire under Ant. And I think every time Ant plays the Rockets now, there's a little bit of a chip. Jalen Green plays that way too. Look at Jalen Green's stats against the Timberwolves.
I don't think Jalen Green and Ant are the same.
No, I know they're not, but I'm saying look at his stats. That's why I think it's a tough matchup for the Rockets because Jalen Green tends to play really well against them.
I do think the Timberwolves, while they have the higher ceiling, they also probably have a couple more question marks.
Would you like me to tell you his plus minus in those games?
Jalen Green?
No, Ant.
What's his plus minus?
So last game minus 11.
Yeah.
What's their record? 2-2?
2-2. Last game, no. It doesn't tell me one loss. Actually, I honestly couldn't tell you. Last game minus 11. Game before that, plus 9. Game before that, minus 1. Game before that, minus 14.
Plus minus Merchant.
JG is also averaging 22 points against Minnesota, 40% from 3 on 8 attempts, 41% from the field in 4 games.
What were the individual points in that game? Some of them.
I just pulled.
But
I know the last one was his best.
What would you think? Because the Grizzlies, the Wolves, I still think Julius Randle's to stay up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ime, the way he'll be able to scheme with Gobert out there. Why do I keep thinking about the fucking Timberwolves? What does Jaden McDaniels look like? In a playoff setting, but I think the ceiling's high because
Rockets. Yeah, it's 2-2. Yeah, it is 2-2. Rockets won the last meeting on February, and then the Timberwolves won the one before that. Timberwolves won the one before that, and the
2-2?
Rockets won the first one. Yeah.
Oh,
because one of their games was the NBA Cup group stage.
And to go off what Joel was saying, the last time that Minnesota faced the Rockets, JG was excellent. He had 35 points. Did you just say that? Or I missed?
No, you're good.
JG had 35 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 50% from the field, 46% from 3. He had 28 points the matchup before that, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 41% from the field, but 38% from 3. He had a total of 22 shots. He had 8 threes. Really not the most efficient game regardless, but shot well from 3. In the other 2 matchups, 14 points, 9 points.
I was going to say, he must have been tough.
The last 2 games, he's been amazing.
All I'm saying is if you got the star player shooting 40% from the field,
you're taking that.
You're running. You're running with it. Mm-hmm. We're here. This is beautiful.
I mean, unless they're shooting like 40% from 3.
Yeah, well then you're fucked.
Yeah,
you messed up.
That's basically Anthony Edwards. The game that he shot 44% from the field, 40. Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah, I think the Rockets are probably they're the biggest question mark in the West because they've been so great all regular season long. They've been great against 500 teams. It's just about who's going to step up. And I think as of recently, Jalen Green has been playing really well. He had 13 assists last night. That was a career high for him. Jabari Smith had a season high. And he's playing better, and he's now back in the lineup. Tari Eason is getting into the starting lineup, and he's been having some 20-point scoring nights.
He has been.
So overall, they're playing amazing. So, yeah. I mean, they're like a big question mark because we're ruling them out because of their offense and stuff. But if a couple of those young players take their game to a different level, we could see them win a playoff series.
Yeah, I don't want to just rule them out because they're going to be a tough outing for anybody, you know? Even though, like OKC, they might not play OKC, but in the games you see them play OKC this year, it's been dogfights.
Let me ask you a question. You give the benefit of the doubt to the Grizzlies, which again, your logic is you've made it seem sound. Do you give that same benefit to the Rockets then?
No, because I think the Grizzlies are more matchup dependent. Like I don't for Houston, it's a lot different because one, Memphis offense has been one of the best offenses in the league this year.
I agree. Understand.
And then on top of that, like they have star players that we've seen in the playoffs be semi-good to great.
Understand.
So with Houston, it's like blank sheet. Everybody's new, everybody's fresh, and their offense leaves a lot to desire. But 100%. I still think Houston, I wouldn't say conference worthy. Even like Memphis, I put them in a tier under Warriors and Denver because there's still like so many things that has to go right for them. With Houston, it's probably like a little bit more than like Memphis and the Minnesota Timberwolves because they don't have a guy. We don't know who their guy is right now. And on top of that, Jalen Green, he is he can be a light in the bottle, he cannot be. He could be hot, he could be not be. So it's like it depends. Like Rockets, I think defensively they'll be in every series.
100%.
But it could be I could see them losing a series in 5 games, but it'd be all 99-90, 105-100. You know what I'm saying? Even 4 games, I could see a strong sweep from them. So that's the difference, really.
That would hurt.